But I'm not, you know, you're indoors, you're not challenging yourself. Nothing's hard. Nothing's hard. So you're like, you don't feel different because nothing's being challenged. The only time you notice, like, you can like notice your weight or anything is like when you're exercising and like shit's hard again.
Well, doing a pull up. I remember that. I
Doing
remember,
pull-ups a perfect
dude,
example.
when I saw you, you know, we planned to go like do some trampolining, right? 2015, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
me and my brother and that, like, you know, we were driving to go pick you up to go to the bouncy trampoline place in Glasgow, and I see you. I'm on the phone with you, and I'm looking at you like as we're arriving, like, wow, fat fuck. But I'm like, that was like the first thing that came into my head, right? But people are gonna be mad about that, and they'll be like, "Oh man, why are you making fun of fat people?" But then I'm like, "Fuck, man, who you were, and you liked exercise, and you liked doing the boxing stuff because we did the boxing stuff back in the day, right?" And I see you now. We're gonna do some trampolining. You're obese, right?
Yeah.
A few months go by or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, can you do a pull up? And you know, this is gone. It's gone.
Hell no. Yeah, it's crazy. You go. I remember. Yeah, I remember being like 15, and I was like, okay, I can do 10 in a row, and then it's like, okay, I'm 19, and I can't do one.
It's like dad bod, but like, you know, all the dads in the neighborhood in one body. You know? But
I beat those dads. I
you
ate
know,
them.
did you ever think, why the fuck am I so prone to you know, gaining weight? Like, why am I so prone to like, you know, going from all right, everything's chill, oh shit,
Mm.
boom, like that.
Woo. I don't know. Pardon me. It's how it's how people are built. I remember watching a show where they like fed like 10 not anorexic, like really skinny people. They just overfed them for like a few months just to see what the reaction was, and like some people, like most of them just gained weight, and then there was like one dude in the group of 10 who like he didn't gain any weight, he built muscle because he was like finally eating enough protein and stuff. And I'm just the other nine. Like I'll just I think I'm prone because I'm prone to like kind of get wrapped into like one thing that I'm doing. So what made me gain weight was, for the first time, I'm in charge of all my meals, and I'm also, there's a farm foods like right next to where I'm living, because I got fat when I lived in Glasgow. Like I went from living at home with my mom making my meals to me living in Glasgow with like two other flatmates who were overweight. And I was in charge of my own food. And what I decided my own food would be, because I was just lazy as hell, was a cheesecake every day. And I would eat half the cheesecake would be like my brunch, and the second half would be my dinner. And I got through, in a summer, I got through 600 episodes of One Piece, which is my favorite anime.
Nice.
And that's what did it. And it was just like, I'm isolated. I'm having a great time every day because the show is so good. I'm having a great time every day. I'm eating food that I think is delicious. Every day is like, obviously nowhere near the potential it could be, but every day is a good day. And then you just do that for like 2 months, and you're fucking like 3 stone heavier.
Dude, that's like a step-by-step plan, like, you know, how to gain weight.
Yeah.
Easy.
I think because so that was the thing. Like I might get obsessed. Like I got when I was living with you, I got obsessed with like For Honor for like a whole year. I played For Honor. And yeah, in this case, it was like for a summer, I got obsessed with like just watching anime, and that's what happens. I get addicted and like super focused on a thing, and when you focus on one thing, I'm not taking care of the other things. And in this case, I wasn't taking care of my body. and that's what happened to it. And it wasn't like I hit 16 stone and then I start going back to, like, summer's over, I'm going back to my second year of college. I'm doing stuff again, so I can't be isolated in my room doing nothing. So I can't gain the weight the same way I was. And yeah, so that's why I didn't like keep going up. It just, from then on, it stayed there. And I finally see people who, when I came back from the summer, I just remember the one dude being like, whoa. He like, we have whoa. He's like, but he didn't say you're fat as hell. He said, dude, your shoulders are looking broad.
Yes, ignore the problem.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you look, people, nobody's got any problem telling you you look good, and nobody's gonna tell you like, oh, dude, you've taken a wrong turn.
Unless you're like Asian people just tell you like, oh, you fat, yes. Oh, you fat now, right? Holy shit, like,
yeah. So,
but right, one thing, your fucking mom, right? She's like one of the culprits of this, because even when you're fat, like, she'll still be like, oh, Jamie, you're losing weight. Oh, Jamie, or some other shit like that. And when I was at your house, when I was a kid, I was fucking scared, man. I was I was scared of like dinner. Holy shit, that was a lot of food. And the fucking plate of rice like this, and I'm like, I don't even know if I can finish it, man.
My mom's a, do you want more? You've not answered, and she like puts it on your plate.
Yeah.
You're like, God damn it.
But I can see where it comes from, right? She was
she
was giving you a lot, man. She gave me a lot.
That's when we were kids. That's when we were kids. Although, but I mean, she's actually, when I did hit 16, when I was like absolutely massive, she was also the only one who reminded me every day. She flipped a switch. When we're kids, when I'm a growing boy, yeah, you're right. She's like that, very like, oh, raise my child, like keep him confident. And then now I'm a grown boy, and I'm way too big. And my mom called me fat every single day through like my entire like 1920. She was just like, dude, you're so big. Like, why are you so big?
What about your dad? What about your dad though? What did your dad say?
I don't know. I don't think he didn't really comment on it.
He's such a nice guy, you know.
Because the thing is, my parents knew I was a fat kid, so it's not actually a surprise that I became a fat adult. You know, like they didn't.
Also, you had your hair. Your hair was like growing so fucking long too, so that was like a combo. You know, you were good.
As you know,
Kung Fu Panda, like.
I don't know what happened. You know, like some kids, maybe they wig out, they like get depressed and start like swearing at the parents and stuff. And my thing seemed to be just stop taking care of myself at all, because it was like laziness. It was like, oh, I just remember one day being like, oh, my friend just never touched my chin, and then so I just want to see what that was like, because why not? And then that happened. And I'm used to not going to the hairdresser. I'm used to having long hair. So I just never went to the hairdresser. I'm like, dude, I go to the hairdressers like once every 3 months. So I'm saving like 40, 50 quid by the end of the year. Bargain.
Dude, like, and that's the sort of mindset that you have. It's just like, it is pretty different than other people. It's like, oh, it's not like, what will people think? It's more like, oh, what are the consequences of like, I'll do this and I'll do this. That makes sense. But
yeah,
but eventually,
it's not how I think, it's how I feel. I didn't feel. The only time I felt fat, like literally, I was massive. The only time I felt fat was when I'm bending over to tie my shoelaces. And like I can't breathe in, and I just remember being like, that's new. That's not happened before.
Jesus.
Like I gotta hold my breath or like breathe out and hold my breath when I tie my shoelaces. And like I got stretch marks. I didn't notice the stretch marks until they were already there.
Yeah, I remember like here, you know, you showed me some stretch marks, and I said, you know, this was like a kind of a rough time to even talk about it. I was like, oh, do you know, like, you know, you did that, like, do you not care about that? And you were just like, oh, it's happened now, you know, as in, shut the fuck up. Why are you bringing it up?
No,
right?
It also was like, it genuinely did just happen. Like, it wasn't like I got 1 and 2. I was like, oh, it's starting there. It's just like one day, I was like, oh fuck it, like that happened.
Yeah.
I can't do it. It's I've already fucked it. I can't do anything about it.
How is it now? How does it look now?
It's still the same. I can't. People keep telling me like I can use bio oil or something to use it, but I just forget about it. It's the same. I don't know if the camera is gonna pick it up.
You have to see that? You have to stay very still. All right, stay still more. Yeah. All right.
It's just
no.
No, you can't. It's just legit stretch marks. It doesn't matter to it doesn't matter to people really.
You can just pretend the only time you really notice dude, like
if I like push my skin together and like you can kind of see the way the stretch marks like push together, it's kind of like ugly and like wrinkly.
Yeah.
But, it's fine. It's just they're already there from when I inevitably get swole.
Yeah, like, so once you're Dwayne Johnson, right, you'd be like, oh yeah, yes. I got the stretch marks because of my biceps are like 30 inches wide, or some circumference.
I should tell people, oh, how'd you get stretch marks? It's like, I used to be like, roided up, like massive.
What did you do?
I just did one thing.
I need to know.
I worked out 6 hours a day, every day, for the last 20 years straight.
You wanted to like move down to my house in England, right? And at that point, you're still obese, and your hair was still like really long. But I was doing some holidays, and I was taking my skateboard up, and you know, we're trying to do some skateboarding, right? And you started doing some like research on can fat skateboarders exist, you know?
Oh yeah, I remember looking that up.
That was hardcore, man. Like seeing that, you know?
It's more like yes, they can, and then me not realizing it's like, oh, because they've been doing it since they were kids. Like they're skateboarding kids that got fat. When you try, this is an example of like you don't realize how much harder it is to do when you're fat. Like,
God, I don't know how I'm gonna film this. Woo. See that roll? It's beautiful, isn't it? Anyway, it's good for learning to move. Leaning on my left leg like crazy, like you're telling me to. Oh shit. So, proof that it's me. Oh, I'm real sweaty. I wonder if I'm glistening. Am I glistening? I'll find out when I watch it. Let's cut this out. Bye, babes.
You heard the man. You can do it. It's gotta keep consistency. Gotta find a reason why. Gotta find other things to go into together, put it together, and you can be not obese anymore.